watermelons in summer means no need to grab medicines. Watermelons are sweet, juicy, and refreshing. Hailed as the king of summer fruits, they play a crucial and significant role in the seasonal supply of fruits. They are easy to plant, have a high yield, and are resistant to storage and transportation. They perfectly meet the needs of people in China for relieving summer heat, so they are widely cultivated across the country and deeply loved by people. Watermelon, also known as cool melon, water gourd, watermelon rind, and watermelon green, belongs to the Cucurbitaceae family and the Citrullus genus. It is native to tropical regions of Africa and is widely cultivated from tropical to temperate regions around the world. In this lesson, let's learn about the prevention and control of watermelon diseases and pests. Next, we will study from 3 aspects: seedling raising, field management, and ripening and harvesting. Learning objectives of this lesson. Knowledge objectives. 1. Understand the selection of watermelon seeds, the time of seedling raising, and the cultivation of grafted seedlings. 2. Learn about the basic field management of watermelons. 3. Master the key points of watermelon water and fertilizer management. Skill objectives. 4. Be able to cultivate grafted watermelon seedlings. 5. Be able to master the water and fertilizer management of watermelons. Quality objectives. 6. Cultivate students' qualities of being conscientious, hard working, and down to earth. 7. Foster an awareness of loving agriculture and revitalizing rural areas. To grow high-quality and high-yield watermelons, we must start from seedling raising, select good varieties, carry out unified cultivation, and we can also use grafting technology to strengthen the root system. Seedling raising. 1. Variety selection. For open field cultivation. Medium. 2. Late maturing. Large fruit type and high yield varieties are generally preferred, taking into account market needs. In southern regions, varieties that are heat resistant, humidity tolerant, and disease resistant should be selected. 2. Cultivating strong seedlings. Standards. The seedlings should stand upright. The cotyledons and true leaves should be complete, broad, and thick, with a dark green color. The hypocotyl should be thick and strong. The petiole short and thick. The root system well developed. The hairs on the leaves numerous and thick, and the leaves covered with a layer of white wax. The seedling should be free from diseases, pests, damage, and grow evenly. 3. Grafted seedling cultivation. Rootstocks. Common rootstocks for grafting include gourds, pumpkins, and bottle gourds. Hybrid rootstocks. Nan, rootstock, U, rootstock, Xen, rootstock 863A, rootstock Tang, rootstock Kingfa number 1, etc. Grafting methods. There are mainly plug grafting, approach grafting, cleft grafting, root cutting grafting, core length grafting. 2. Stage grafting. Plug grafting. It is advisable to graft when the first true leaf of the rootstock has emerged and just unfolded, and the scion seedling has 2 leaves that have not yet unfolded. Approach grafting. It is advisable to graft when the true leaf of the rootstock has just broken through the cotyledons and the true leaf of the scion is emerging. Cleft grafting. It is advisable to graft when the cotyledons of the rootstock are fully expanded, The true leaf is just emerging, and the stem is thick and free from diseases and pests. In addition to seed selection and breeding, field management is also very important if you want to enjoy delicious watermelons. This includes watering, fertilizing, intertillage, and weeding. Next, let's learn about the field management of watermelons. 2. Field management. Key points of field management. The key points of management are divided into 4 aspects: fertilization management, water management, plant adjustment, and flower and fruit protection. 1. Fertilization management. Watermelons absorb the most potassium among the 3 major elements of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, followed by nitrogen, and the least is phosphorus. Fertilization principle. Apply seedling. Promoting fertilizers frequently and in small amounts. Promote growth first, and then control. Skillfully and steadily apply vine, stretching fertilizers, and heavily apply fruiting fertilizers. From the stage of seedling establishment after transplanting to before vine stretching. Apply 2-3 times of thin and decomposed fertilizers to promote the growth of roots, stems, and leaves. When the fruits are the size of eggs, start to heavily apply fruiting fertilizers, such as urea, potassium sulfate fertilizer, and ternary compound fertilizer. Far later top dressing. Apply 1-2 times after the first batch of fruits are harvested. Foliar fertilization can be used to supplement nutrients in a timely manner. Watermelons consume a large amount of water throughout their growth period, but they require dry air and a certain level of soil moisture. 2. Water management. The water requirements are different at different stages. The seedling stage requires less water. The vine stretching stage requires slightly more, and the flowering and fruit setting stage should not have too much water. The fruit expansion stage has the highest water demand. Generally, start watering after the seedlings are established after transplanting. Water enough to promote vine growth during the vine stretching stage. Control watering during the flowering and fruit setting stage to promote fruit setting when the young fruits are the size of eggs. Water for fruit expansion. The fruit expansion stage has the highest water demand, and generally, water once every 4-5 days. Stop watering about 1 week before harvesting to prevent a decrease in sugar content. Fruit cracking and woody storage and transportation. In southern regions with abundant rainfall, pay attention to drainage. After a period of hard work, watermelons finally ripen in summer. After ripening, they need to be picked and transported to reach consumers. But how can we judge the maturity of watermelons? How should we pick mature watermelons to keep them intact? Next, let's learn about the ripening and harvesting of watermelons. 3. Ripening and harvesting. Methods for judging the maturity of watermelons. 1. Observe the fruit characteristics. The color of the peel of a mature fruit changes from dull to bright, showing the color characteristic of the variety. The patterns on the fruit surface are clearly visible. The surface feels smooth, and the base of the fruit stalk shrinks and is sunken. 2. Tapping method. Pat the fruit with your hand, and it should emit a dull poof, poof sound. 3. Determine by the specific gravity of the fruit. A mature watermelon floats slightly on the water surface. For calculate the fruit setting days. From the opening of the female flower to the maturity of the fruit. Generally, early, maturing varieties take about 30 days, medium, maturing varieties take about 35 days, and late, maturing varieties take about 40 days. Harvesting. Precautions. Harvest on sunny days. Cut the fruit stalk with scissors, leaving a section. Handle the fruits gently during harvesting. At the same time, pay attention to avoiding damaging the vines, leaves, and other unripe fruits as much as possible. Precautions. Select different degrees of maturity according to different requirements. The maturity of watermelons for local sales must be over 90%, and for sales in other places, the maturity is 70%, 80%. Through this lesson, we have learned the following key points. 1. The cultivation of grafted watermelon seedlings. 2. Watermelon water and fertilizer management. 3. Ripening and harvesting. We should view from the perspectives of market demand and consumers. The key lies in improving quality and timely supply. Ensure that watermelons are sweet and have a good taste to meet consumers' demands for health and deliciousness. At the same time, accurately control the market entry timing to cope with seasonal fluctuations, so as to gain an advantage in the market. That's all for today's content. Finally, here are 2 after-class exercises. Please think independently and complete them after class. 1. The requirements of watermelon growth for water and fertilizer conditions. 2. Summarize the management characteristics of grafted watermelon seedlings.